What is up, guys? I'm back yet again with another one. I want to wish you all a happy new year and a marvelous 2023 on the charts. Today, I'll be talking about trading being all about supply and demand. Right, so let's get right into it. So everything that you see on this chart is basically supply and demand. I have told my students on countless occasions that if you want to be a good trader, all you need to do is spot where you can have enough supply for the markets to drop. Okay, so supply is the selling action on the market. That is a downward movement. And then demand is the buying action on the chart. That is the upward movement. Okay, so for your job to be easy as a trader, what you want to do is to do your calculations, rather to do your analysis and say to yourself, where can I get enough demand on this chart for the favorable reaction? In this example, this would be an upward movement, right? So you ask yourself, on this chart, where can I get that upward movement? And then you buy, okay? And then you also have to ask yourself, where can I get that sell movement, right? Enough supply for the market to actually drop, okay? And that would be over here, and then you sell. So if you do your analysis and you wait in the supply zone and you sell, you're going to make money. If you do your analysis and you wait in the demand zones and you buy, you're going to make money. If you do your analysis and you can't figure out whether you're in a high supply zone for the market to go down or whether you're in a high demand zone for the market to go up, you stay away from the market. Now, the issue at hand with most people's trading is that they are participating over here, whereby you can't really tell whether there's enough supply for the drop or enough demand for the upward movement. It's very dangerous. And if your technical analysis, if your method, if your ways of analyzing are not on par, you will definitely be trading here. In fact, the market makers and most charts will be forcing you to take trades in a no man's land. Okay, so now we're just going to do some top-down analysis. We're going to talk about how we pinpoint this supply and demand coming from the higher time frames until we get to a time frame where we can execute. This is a very brief session. I just want to show you that it does not have to be complicated. It is very easy. Okay, all right, so over here we would ideally be starting on the monthly time frame. You see, these time frames are there for a reason. You understand? Use every tool that you have to tilt the probabilities in your favor. There's no point in starting to trade maybe from the H1 and then you only focus on that. You want to focus on every time frame given so that you leave no stone unturned. So we have been discussing market structure and we have said that market structure, we have an upward market structure right here where we have higher highs and higher lows. Then we also have a downward market structure where we have lower highs like that and lower lows. Okay, we want to sell at the highs in a downtrend. Okay, this is where we'll be getting enough supply for the drop, enough supply for the drop, enough supply for the drop. So if the market is to come back in here, we're looking for a sell position because previous data, right, has it that we tried to move up there in the past and then we actually dropped. Now, because trading is a game of probabilities and a game of using the past to predict the future, probability has it that if we go back in there, we're still likely to have some supply for the market to still continue down. That's all we have when it comes to trading. None of us can tell the future. We have to be able to dissect the chart and be able, all right, to say to ourselves, if this happened in the past, probability has it that it's likely to happen, but you need to know and understand your market structure. So this is a downward market structure example. I'm not going to focus on the upward market structure example, which is the inverse, because we want to discuss what's going on over here. Okay, all right, so now, over here on the monthly time frame, we can then clearly see that we are in a downward market structure because this is a high over here, and then we have a lower high over here, and then we have a lower high, and we also have a lower high here. Can you see that what's actually happening is a downtrend? Okay, and we have said that we want to be taking sell trades at the highs in a downtrend. So this was a high. The market dropped. Had the market moved back over there, you'd be looking for sell positions. Over here, this is also a high. Why is it a high? Because for one full month, remember this is the monthly chart, the market tried to move up and then all of a sudden enough supply was generated over here for the market to drop. So that makes it a high because there's a significant drop from that level. That significant drop can only result from an excess supply over here shifting the market down. So if the market had moved back in there, we'd be looking for sell positions. Now, to skip over all of that repetition, that's exactly what is going on over here. So now, if you would agree with me, you would see that for 1, 2, 3, for 3 months, we actually tried to go up, hence the green candles. But that did not have any fuel to it, because straight after the third month, we then had a significant movement downwards. So for that significant movement to have come to fruition to the downside, a lot of sell orders had to be generated in this region. Okay, so now what that basically means is that there was more supply than demand here, hence the market moved down. So now back to what we have discussed. If you want to be a good trader, you want to wait in a region whereby in the past there has been enough supply for the market to drop, right? Or enough demand for the market to go up, and then you execute. So on this chart, the region whereby there's in the past, on the monthly time frame, been enough supply for the market to drop is here. So if we're responsible traders who want to execute efficiently, we would want to wait for the market to come back in there, and then we look for sell positions. So that is the monthly time frame. We are going to continue with our top-down analysis. So what do? We then just mark that neatly on the monthly time frame, and we're saying we really want to see a retracement into there so that we can continue that sell movement. Now we go to the weekly time frame. We want to assess as well what is actually going on. So on the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that it's the same scenario, right? We have that downtrend. Let's use the similar colors, okay? Right, so we're just going to use the red for the highs. That's just signifying an area where we had a significant movement, okay, away from a high point in this downtrend that we have seen. So you can clearly see that for all these weeks, we were stagnating somewhere over here. We were stagnant, right? We were consolidating. Then all of a sudden we had a movement down, a significant movement down. So this red line is definitely high because that significant movement started here and we moved down like that. Same goes for over here, right? So you can clearly see that we tried to go up for all these 3 weeks and then we had that significant movement down, and that makes us at a high point here. Now look what happened. Price actually did return to this high, and guess what? The market moved down. So had you been here, you would have caught that trade. See the power and importance of market structure. Okay. Now, we can clearly see over here as well for 1, 2, 3, for 3 weeks, the market did try to shift up, right? And then to no avail, the market then significantly moved down again. So that makes this a high as well, such that, can you see that the market did come back into that high, right? And this would have been your key point of interest, and you would have executed and you'd have won the trade. So now, as we are dissecting this market structure and we keep going down to where price actually is today, we need to then ask ourselves, where is a high where we had a significant movement away from? So now let's clear everything, okay, just like that. And let's focus, right? Let's focus on where would we want to take some sell positions, because look, this is a downtrending market structure. Even from the monthly, from the weekly, we know that we are in a downtrend. Now, if trading is a game of probabilities, you want to do what the market is doing. You want to follow suit. You don't want to go against the market. So the last area where we had a significant push away from is basically over here. Okay, why do I say that? Because on this weekly time frame, for 1, 2 weeks, we were over here, and then we had a significant push down, right? So this makes this area a key point of interest, because once again, there was enough supply that was generated in here that exceeded the demand, okay? And hence the significant movement away. So if trading is a game of probabilities, to use the past to predict the future, if we can come back in here, there should be still some more supply for the market to continue down. So we want to be there to execute, okay? Another thing that is nice about this zone is now it's also confluential. What does that mean? Confluence means that you have 2 or more reasons to take a trade. Now, clearly you can see that this is a level of support over here. Why is it a level of support? In the past, price tried to come over here, failed to break, okay? Tried to come over here, failed to break. Tried to come over here, failed to break, then it finally broke. So we all know that support usually turns into resistance, okay? But now this is also in line with downward market structure. So we could favor this whole entire zone because we have 2 reasons to take a trade, hence the confluence, okay? So now, what are we saying? Before we even scale down to the lower timeframes, this is where we really want to be participating for that sell position if the market is to come there. Now let's go to the daily time frame and we make sense of things. Now you can clearly see that on the daily time frame, we also had this, on this day, the market trying to push down like that, okay? And then we had that significant movement away. So enough supply was generated here. So now one needs to ask themselves the important question, which is, right, Would the market come back in here and then just drop from there, or are we still to visit that zone we picked up on the weekly? This is where momentum studies. Now, if you're part of my mentorship, you understand where we analyze the momentum of the market on the higher time frames to assess which zone would probably hold. Now, in my opinion, just seeing this weekly candle like that, and somewhat seeing the monthly candle having finished like that, for sure, we could get a drop from there. But the best place for me to take my sell position would be somewhere around there. Hence, patience. So what am I saying? I could look for some sell positions over here, but I would not be getting in with a lot of risk. In fact, I'll be waiting for nice entry confirmations on the lower time frames, and then we'll be looking for a trade. So exactly like that, guys. It's very simple. That's how you dissect a chart. It doesn't have to be complicated. All right. I feel as if you can, once again, I need to hammer this in, figure out over here, there's a lot of supply. And these are functions of market structure at the highs in a downtrend. So the market should be going down. So you wait for the market to get to these regions, then you sell. And then if you can figure out, all right, there's a lot of demand here. Okay. Let's use the color green for buying action. Okay. There's a lot of green here. Hence demand. All right, what is going on with this thing? Okay, let's do that. Okay, so you can figure out maybe a low in an uptrend, that there's a lot of demand here. Hence, we should be buying. So you want to wait for the market to get there, then you buy. If you're in the middle, I call this no man's land, you're not going to be participating. Actually, I'm currently in a trade and it's in profit, and I think it's been in profit for the last 2 days. Okay, so this is the H4 time frame over here, as you can see, and you can clearly see that once again, on the H4, we were in a downtrend. Of course, remember, I don't just use one time frame, okay? After a good top-down analysis, we came and realized that over here on the H4 time frame, for all these hours, 4, 8, 12, 16, this is more than a day, the price tried to go up, then we had a significant movement away from there. So hence, there should have been enough supply generated in here to push the market down, such that if we had to come back there and to use the game of probabilities, I want to enter in there. My stops go out there, and then this is what happens. So this is the 4-hour chart. I've been in this trade for the past 2 days. Okay, this is definitely a real account, as you can see my details over here. We don't trade demo account. There's no time for that. There's a lot of money to be made in the markets if you know what you're doing. So as you can see over here, the sell position was placed here. This is the daily chart. We're still going. I'm looking at taking my profits somewhere around here. Now, the good thing is that if you're one of my students, you're also catching these trades. In fact, I know I have a student of mine. So this is Volatility 50, right? Who is actually in this trade, and he's been holding it for, I'm sure, the past 2 days as well with me. Now, if we can just quickly go into my WhatsApp, we'll look at a few testimonials and see what we have been getting up to. Okay. So I think his name is Vanele. And, yesterday when we were discussing, I did ask on my trade alerts and setups, who is still in this Volatility 50 trade. Okay, let's just find his chat. Of course, we talk on a daily basis. If you're under mentorship, that's exactly what would be going on. And over here, I'm still holding this Volatility 50 trade, more than 24 hours of profit. Who is still in? And he did send me his chart, and this is him, his testimonial. I've been going through the analysis of these days. That's one of my packages, learning patience thanks to you. Let's see if we can get some figures, coupled with that. So this is that Volatility 50 trade he's in. And as simple as that, he is actually making $193 in one trade, as you can see, with the minimum lot size from a $62 deposit. So this is more than triple your account in one trade, because we just understand where to take our trades. If we're still talking about testimonials, I have one of my students that I've had the privilege of mentoring from Ghana. Her name is Hilda. Now, she has been doing wonders, absolute wonders, because, from where we started, it wasn't always like that. To show you that with hard work, right? With hard work, everything is possible. With hard work, all things are possible when it comes to this game. You just need to understand what is going on and you get the right guidance. Okay, I'm just going to try to pull up some nice testimonials from her. She's been honestly doing a lot. Okay, all right. So if I could just get the dates, you need to bear with me. As usual, we communicate with these people on a daily basis, because that's what mentorship is all about. You understand? When you're being mentored, you want to at least stay in touch with the people that you are mentoring. Okay, so now look at this. Coach, you are just too good at this. I made $1,600 from just 2 setups. You understand that? So I know that she made this on Friday, $1,600. God bless you so much. Okay. So, and this is not only it, right? She keeps doing this. All right. Straight after, she sends me this. Volatility 10 in profit, $232 to $815 in one trade. This is quadruple the account. Of course, this is a real account. You can see with that little card at the top left, here's a tip for you. If you want to see if it's a real account, the card will show on the dashboard. Okay. All right. So wonders all over the show. I have a student of mine called Rex, absolutely started with me from, I think, the 15th of December. He's also doing wonders. If I can go to the top of the chart where he actually signed up, from the get-go, from the jump, I have this all recorded from when he actually signed up, because that's what we do. You understand? I want to see my students' progress. I want to make sure that I'm there every step of the way. All right. So let's just get there. Let's get in there. Okay, so this is actually the day he signed up on the 16th of December. As you can see, he has paid. That's the payment advice. And yes, he signs up. So now let's just look at his progress from when he actually signs up. So that was the 16th of December, right? And let's see what he has. And I think this is the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 17th of December. He's already in profits. Okay. To show you that you don't need a big account, you just need to know what you're doing. This is a $17 account. It's already on 39 in one trade. Okay. All right. And we keep going. I want you guys to see the progression. Okay. Now look at this. This is a $14 account, $108 profit in one trade. You understand what I'm saying? And because he has signed up, he has guidance, he knows what he's doing. He's using that little money to make a lot. Look at this, $14 to $155 in one trade. So like, this is an account that is going because he understands market structure, and he's picking up his trades from areas where there's enough supply for the drop, or areas where there is enough demand for the drop. True coach and a lot of practice and paid coach, from $14 to over $240 and still counting. And there is proof that that is actually what has happened. Okay, so this is someone who has joined on the 16th of December. Now you can see on the 18th of December, after 2 days, a $14 account is on $260. In terms of returns, that is crazy. There's no bank in the world, there's no business in the world that you can do that has such return. But trading can do that for you, but you need guidance, and you need to know exactly what you're doing. So thank you so much for that. If you like what you see, contact me for mentorship. My contact details are in the description of this video. As usual, as I always say, I have opened an Instagram page, a newly opened Instagram page, whereby you can catch up with me during the week, whereby you see what we're doing. A lot of testimonials coming in over there, a lot of trades we're catching over there. If you like what you see, feel free to sign up for one of my services. Contact me on WhatsApp. Let's take it from there. 2023, there's no reason why you should not be able to trade. 2023 is the time for you. You can make money from the comfort of your home, but you need the skill. Let's work. Until next time, ciao.